Hello everyone, happy Friday. It is Sharon Wilson, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in Australia. I hope you're going well. It is Friday the 11th of October 2024. We're well and truly into October and almost halfway through the Join special that Stampin' Up have happening at the moment. So the Join special, if you haven't heard, I don't know where you've been living, obviously under a rock, but for Stampin' Up, they're actually offering a great Join special right now. So if you join for the amazing price of $169, which is the usual price, but you get an additional $51 to choose of your products. So you choose your own starter kit. You can choose whatever you like, and it's it's $169 and you get an extra $51 included. So that's $286 of included product of your choosing. The other thing that's happening obviously is the kit sale, so that's on as well, up to 30% off select kits. So yes, it would be great to for you to check them out and see what you would like to purchase for them too. So I've had Priscilla and Sam. Hi guys, how you going? Today I wanted to do some scrapbooking for you. So I have done some scrapbooking in the past, not a lot. I don't tend to do a lot of scrapbooking. I usually do more card making, but when the girls were younger, I was doing a bit more scrapbooking, and I probably need to get back to it because it's important to remember those, have those memories, and remember those times that you've of certain times in your life and the kids' lives and stuff. But Stampin' Up, with the closure of Close to My Heart, Stampin' Up are actually bringing across some scrapbooking kits for people to purchase. So they actually purchased some of the Close to My Heart kits, and they've actually brought out their own. And so I think what we're going to see is a lot more scrapbooking as well in the catalogues, or as separate mini catalogues, I guess, along with the usual card making and stuff. And so obviously you can use the stamps and dies and everything interchangeably with scrapbooking and card making. But I wanted to share with you the 3 kits that are actually available at the moment that they've brought out. They're called workshop kits, scrapbooking workshop kits. And so I thought I will show you the 3 of them, and then we'll choose one that we want to put together. So let's go over to the overhead camera. So one of the first ones is the Reindeer Memories scrapbooking kit. And so what you get in there, I'm just going to pull this one out. So you get a sheet of instructions, and they're really good instructions because they actually show the detail of how to cut things out as well. So they give you full instructions on how to cut the paper, the designer series paper, which way, and shows you how to lay them out. Also included is a die cut sheet with images on it, pre-printed images. You get designer series paper. So you get the designer series paper, so 2 sheets of that one. Oops, yep, 2 of this one. Trees and some checkers. Grid check. This one's actually only single-sided, so it's a special paper. And then you've got these red ones, which are also just single-sided. And then you get some standard cardstock, which they're actually the two-tone cardstock. So you get 2 sheets of each of them. You get 1 red sheet of two-tone, so you can see the two-tone. Then you get some white. So there's 3 of them, 3 white. You get some more die cuts in just cardstock. You get some photo place holders. So if you don't have the photos that you want to use, you can actually just use the placeholders, so you know which size you need to use. And then there's also another sticker sheet. This is actually a sticker sheet rather than just die cuts. Let me get that out. There we go. So they're definitely sticker sheets. Some soft sky, not soft sky. Oh, pool party. Pool party. Some vanilla, a couple of sheets of vanilla. And that's the backing paper. So you get quite a fair bit in this one. This kit is $65 for all of that, including the directions and stuff. The next one is Snow Days, and so you get similar amounts in this one as you do with the previous one. So, and the price of that one, I'm just checking the pricing as I go. Where is it? Where's the scrapbooking? So this one's actually $44. So you probably won't get as much, but there's quite a few things in there. So you don't, you get more white cardstock in that one. And then you've got Autumn to Remember, which I think is the one that I actually want to work on. So let's put these ones away. So pop that one aside. The Snow Days, we'll pop that one aside. And then you've got the Autumn to Remember. And so this one, where is that one? Oh, where are we? There you go. This one's $74. So let's pull this one out. So sticker sheet, and then different patterns of designer series paper. Some single-sided sheets of cardstock. So let's go through that. We'll go through cutting together. And what I do have is I've got some little post-it notes and some labels. So I've actually written out some numbers and letters already for when we start chopping. So in the instructions, what they have is they actually label each of the pieces with a number. So the number represents which pair of scrapbooking pages you're cutting for, and then the letter is, well, just the letter of how many there are and like how many on each page. It actually has, that's really bad description. So when we're actually putting it together, it has one E, one A and one C, and then one D, etc. So it's got all the details of where you're meant to put all the different pieces. So let's start by chopping. I'll see how I go. I don't know whether I'll just do 2 scrapbook pages or 6. So it really depends on how quickly I can get it done. So first off, what they also show us is they actually show us the direction that the paper needs to be in to cut. And so the front, which is that one, we actually need to chop that way. And so on the back, so we're actually chopping this way first. So chopping at, let's pull the arm out. We're chopping at 8 inches. And so this, when you actually look at the instructions, it has a pair of scissors, and that's actually where you first chop. That's our first cut. So let's start with that. So we're going to chop at 8 inches. I'm going to set that one aside, rotate and chop at 5 inches. That's 3 inches. So let's go to 5. Almost stuffed up. Let's go 5. Okay, so I've got 2C and 2F. So I'm just going to put my little label on that one. 2C oops, and 2F. So then you know that that's what the page is for. Yeah. And then we have this piece, which we need to chop down to 3.5 inches. And we're going to chop it at 10. And that one is 1C. So we're just going to put the ones up the top. All right, the next sheet, it's the same pattern, but we're actually going to go this way instead. So first chop, we're going at 4 inches. And we're just going to rotate that one and cut at 11.5. And we've got our little extras. So that one is 3B. So making sure that I keep track of where everything is probably a really helpful thing. All right, this next one again is 4 inches. And rotate to cut at 11.5. Another offcut and 3K. Oh. There we go. That's the 3. And then this one we're chopping at 3.5 inches and at 10. And that's IJ. 1J. Let's go with a 1. Hey Julie, how you going? We're doing the scrapbooking workshop kit today. All right, so we've cut those two, so we're flipping over and we're going to the next sheet, and we need to have it facing that way. So we're just going 6 by 12. And just check that this is actually the same, ever so slightly out. That's 6 by 12. So those two is 2A and 2D. Where are you? There you go. 2A, 2D. And my twos are over on the left. Next one, we're going this way. So our first cut is at 4.5. And I'm going to set that one aside this way first, and then I'm going to chop at 5. And then 7.25. So that one's the 1E. And then going back to this one, we're chopping this down to 10 inches. We want to keep this piece. So this one's 1K. I hope you see what I'm achieving, just trying to make sure we keep all the right sizes. And then we're chopping at 2 inches. And then, yes, 2 inches by 1.5. I'm hoping I've got that right. Yes. Just double check there, because Because it wants us to, yes, that's right. Okay. So we've got 3G, which is the 2x2. I nicked off with my girls' little label things. And 3S. Okay, so those two over there. All right, the next one is this one. So we're going up and down the front. So what I'm going to do on this one, I'm actually going to chop at 10.5, because then we have one long strip across the bottom. I'm going against their rules because the 3 of these are all 4 inches. So 1B, what have I got? 1H. So the 2 1s can go there, and then 2E. Fiddly little labels. Next one, again we're cutting the same way. So we're cutting up and down, and we're chopping at 10 inches. No, we're chopping at 3.5 inches. 3.5 inches first. And so that top one's 1D. I'm going to rotate that one because we're chopping at 10 inches. So 1D goes there, and then we've got 3.5 by 2, and so I want 1.5 inches on this one. And 1.5 inches on this one. So those two pieces are 3H and 3T. Now I'm going to flip to something a bit easier to work with, even though it's going to swallow it up. So 3H and 3T. Three H, 3T, the 3s, and then we're going back to 3.5 inches again. And chopping it down to 10. And again, chopping the bottom bit at 1.5 by 2 inches. So 1.5 and 1.5. And they go on the same page as well. So I've got 3I and 3U. This last piece we chop down to 4 inches. Oops, that one. By 10.5. And that is a 2B. All right, next one. So we've got 1A, 1G, 3N. I'm just going to quickly write some out. 3E. Oh. Alright. And so then we use what they call exclusive paper. And we're going this way. So we're doing 11.5 by 11.5. That's 10.5. So let's make it correct. So 11.5. I am trying to double check my measurements, which has been good because I've obviously almost stuffed up twice. So, my other sheet, 11.5. And 11.5. So these two are 1A and 1G. Next one is this exclusive paper, which is this one here, and we want to cut this way. So our first cut is 9 inches. And then 7.5 inches and 4.5 inches. Now I did cut that right, didn't I? Yeah, 7.5, 4.5. So we've got 3E, 3N. So both threes, so we're going that side. And then we have this piece here. And I'm going to chop that down to 11.5 because the two strips are going to be the same length. And then we're chopping it down to 1.5 inches. Whoops, there we go. 1.5. And 1.5. And those ones, 3A, 3J. I think it's really important to have some post-it notes with you when you're doing this sort of work, because otherwise, yeah, you could get into a bit of strife with all the bits and pieces. So this one I'm going to chop down. I'm going to change the way that I'm doing it. I'm actually going to chop it down to 11.5 that way, because the lines are going this way and that's going down to 6 inches. Excuse me. 3C, 3L. Alright, so we've got those pieces. Next one, white willow. So there's a couple of pieces of white willow. So our first cut is 3 1/8. So it's 1 there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, well, 3 1/8 of an inch. And then 3 1/8. 3 1/8. Whoops, there we go. And 3 1/8. We've got a piece left over. And then this one we're chopping down to 7 1/4. By 9 1/4. These ones, so 3D, 3O, 3P. Q, 3F, 3R, 3M. Is there any more? These are the last ones. Okay. That's good. So this one's chopping down to 4 1/4. And 6 1/4. Oh, this is where I get a bit. Oh, where is it? Hang on. Is the one thing I go, is it the right place? Yes, that's 6 1/4. That's 6 1/4. So that's the 3F. Oops. There we go. 3F. And then this piece, we want 3 1/8 by 3 1/8. So I'll do 3 1/4 or 3 1/8 then. I did 3 1/4. Whoops. Make that correct. And that one's a 3R. And 3M. So that should be 7 3/4. Almost. Let's just trim it down. By 9 1/4. Okay. So I think that is it. There are all the bits and pieces. There are all the offcuts. So if I grab my little bag back, oops. Yeah. All these offcuts can go into my little bag to save for another day. There we go. So let's go to one of the pages. So we might start with, let's start with page number 1. So this one. So we're going to be using the old olive, and we're going to use that for both. So yes, light olive for both. So let's get our trimmer out of the way. And our pieces. Whoop. So we have our 2 pieces there. So they're going to go straight in the center. Of each page. Let me move the 3s out of the way. See, when you label them, you know that if there's a piece that's floating around, you know that that's not actually part of it. So let's work with our pages. And then, so on here we've got 1A, 1C, 1B and 1D. So D, B, and what did I say? 1A. No, 1A, 1C. There we go. 1C, 1B, 1D. Yes, okay. So he's going to go that way. That doesn't look right. I think it should be that way. Huh. Because all the animals look like they're going the wrong way. That's all right. We'll work with what we have. Let me just see what else. No. Okay. So let's start by, so it's basically saying we need to chop out a bit of each, sorry, get this back on the page. We're chopping out little banners on the ends of these two sheets. Well, 3 sheets. So this one in the centre, it's going to go that way. And you know what? I didn't bring any scissors with me. Oh my. I brought adhesive with me but forgot the scissors. Okay. So dovetail. So you want to try and find the centre. I'm going to go about there. So I get a similar angle, I'm just going to use that as my template. Okay. 1C, 1D. 1B. So that one's going to go there. This one's going to sit underneath. I probably want to make it a bit shorter. There we go. I don't think I want too much shorter though. Okay, so let's glue this bit down first. I've got my seal. So I want to do the widest bit first, so that's this one. And then I'm going to overlay my seal. I grabbed the wrong one. It's almost to the end though. It's getting better. Nope. So glue that one down, and then this one. There we go. So we've got those bits. So they're the main 3 bits, and then we've got our elements as well. So there's actually a few elements that you've got. So we've got some little other die cuts as well. Which is a bit almost timberish. So for this page we're going to be using this circle. So you want to carefully detach the ring. Reminds me of Swirly Bird, if you remember that from years and years ago. This die cut, it's a bit like Swirly Bird but a ginormous one. So gluing this one down, I think I'm just going to use some glue dots rather than seal. Okay, so we've got our little circle and our glue dots. And so we've even on the back of each of them you've also got a number, so they're all the pieces you need. So I actually need that one. And that one. I'm just making these pages just exactly how the instructions are. They're all project 2. So let's get some glue dots on here first. Pretty cool, like everything's yeah, laid out for you, so spelled out for you on how to do it, which is awesome. What other ones do I want? That one there. There we go. And we'll put that more towards the top, I think. And then we have our chevrons. So they're going to go about there. So double-sided tape would probably be a good option for this as well. Make sure it's all acid free. And let's go there. There we go. Then we've got all the other elements as well, so that's obviously different project. That's that project. Okay. So if we come back to these elements, we're looking for, or is it these ones or not? Actually, maybe it's not. Oh, no, yeah. So a couple of leaves. So I'm seeing 2, 3 of these sorts of leaves, and then a couple of what looks like maple leaves. So 1 and 2. Where's the other one? I think there. There we go. I think that's those elements. And then we have the sticker sheet. We've got the sticker sheet happening. Pretty sure it's the sticker sheet. Yeah. Which is going to go down the very bottom. And what other elements do I need? Let's go back to this one. Got project 1, project 1, project 1. And that's it on that one. Alright, so this one, that one's going to go about there. And then glue dots. Oops. So I can stamp on that one, which I don't want to do at the moment. I don't think, because I haven't got anything to stamp yet. So there's a couple of elements that you'd probably want to just hold off on assembling, unless you've got some stamps ready to go. And then I'm just going to use glue dots for these guys. Just a couple of glue dots. These wood elements are quite nice. Oh, not bad, not yet. So the next element we've got 1E. Where'd I put 1E? This one. So I probably should have done that underneath. Hey, see, that's one of the issues. You want to actually make sure you've got everything ready to go and in the right place, but that should have gone underneath, right there. So let me just see if I can adjust. I don't think I can. That's not adjusting anytime soon. I'm going to glue this down onto the card base, scrapbook base. Hi Kathy, how are you going? Thanks for joining me. I'm not overly awesome at doing scrapbooking, and I'm not awesome at following instructions either. Can you tell? So there's going to be a place card holder there, but I think I'll change it up because I stuffed up. So I'm going to glue that one down. Not when I miss out on stuff, Julie. That should go underneath, remember? Let's work on the next one. This is me all over, you know that. Let's go to page number 2. Let me see if I can get that one right. So we've got 1G. Just put that aside. Let's glue this one down. Can't go worse, surely. I may just stick with these 2 pages though, and might do more in my next Facebook Live. It might go a bit better. Alright, so this one is going to go over the top of the banners, so let's do the banners first. So we've got 1J. I think I want to leave it that way actually. Yeah. And then H, I. So we're going to create our little banners. Use a small photo. Yeah, I think we might need to, because it is actually a pretty big photo, isn't it? Or I might create a couple of have a couple of photos on there. So we're just going to create our little banners. I'll go that way and that way. Oop. You want to centre that as much as possible. You know, even if you don't centre it, that's okay. I think I like the trees going that way better. There we go. So then I have this piece, so that's actually going to go across there. Get rid of our little letter. And I'll have a couple of little photos there, maybe even 3. And then we have our little autumn. Let's go with the T and the U first. Feel like I'm crooked. Maybe it's just the banners. Now obviously down under, we're in Australia, we're actually in spring, but I'll just have to find some autumn photos. Or any sort of photos really, it doesn't really matter, it doesn't need to be autumn. So we've got this element, which I now realise I don't want to take that off yet because I want to get the other elements that we need. One is this strip, so we're actually putting that across the bottom. It doesn't need to be that full length though. We've got this one, and then we have a couple of, what's that one, and that one I think. Oh, and that one, there we go. So I'm going to pick this one up and actually stick that underneath like that. and that one can go underneath. And now that I've got them stuck down, I can sort of straighten them up a bit as well. Yep. Feel, work, there we go. And then we also have some more of our little, these sorts of elements as well. So it looks like we've got one of them, one of them, a pointy one, an arrow, and I think that's about it. So we get our glue dots again for these guys. And we have our little journal spot, and we've got the, I think that's all for this one. Let's bring this page back because I think I forgot this bit. So just putting the sticky label at the bottom. I put my scissors somewhere, didn't I? There they are. There we go. So, you know what? I'm going to stick that one down. Not going to worry that it's going to be over the top. I might pull it out from underneath that one though. That's got a couple of glue dots there. There we go. So this is what happens when you don't actually look at the instructions completely, and you know, you fumble your way through. So that is the 2 pages. Not too bad for following instructions. Well, it is, but you know. So they're the 2 pages. So there's a little banner there to put, it's actually those 2 pages on the front. So there's actually a little banner you can put there. Actually, look at that one. That one goes there. There we go. Golden leaves, autumn breeze. And then they had a little label as well. I think it's just a little banner that you can put down there too, so you can put date. So technically I think they actually go that way. So where are those bits? So that is my first scrapbook page, double scrapbook page, using the scrapbook kit. Obviously you can make it your own, as I obviously have, because I haven't done it as well as I should have. There we go. So that's the double pages. But this is just me. Like I always make mistakes. It's part of who I am. So obviously you can put a couple of photos there. I reckon you could probably put a couple of photos there, do some journaling. But yeah, it's a beautiful kit, really. And there's still 4 more pages that I can do, 2 more double spreads, double layouts. So I might look at that, doing that next time, or I might do them during the week and I'll show you. I don't know. I don't know whether I want to do, I don't know. Who knows? Don't forget, it is October, so there is a special join special right now. So join my team. We'd love to welcome you into our team. It is $169, and you get $286 worth of product that you can choose within that. Within your starter kit, and it is actually a really great deal because it's an extra $51 than you normally would get. Normally it's $235, but you get an extra $51, so it's $286. So that's great. You can add on your different kits from the kits collection, so you can actually add on more. So you can save on them as well, and yeah. So it's a great time to join. I have numerous events coming up until the end of the year. So if you didn't get my newsletter, I think I've actually got a link to my newsletter on my Facebook page, so you can check that out and see all the different events. I've got kit classes, I have come and play days, I've got creative escape days, and I've also got a retreat in November. So I've got lots and lots of events coming up, so pick and choose what you'd like to join me in. And yeah, I think that's about it. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed watching me create or fumble my way through creating a couple of scrapbook pages. And I will see you again next week. So bye for now.